still is. We're still communicating. It was really his invitation and his encouragement that took us from like private small residences into community. And so we started concerts at San Fernando Cathedral 2 years after we formed. And we started with 12. I remember Mike Greenberg called me when he saw announcement and said, Anya, what's your budget for 12 concerts? And I told him honestly that I didn't know what budget was. So mostly we're local musicians, UTSA musicians, and some friends who were passing by, and my family, the whole family. And so we did 12 concerts. We charged $5 at the door at the cathedral. And even that later on became a problem. And so later we decided to go free. But that was the first big series. Then for the school concerts, we started first small concerts at Mexican Cultural Institute, but it has a very small hall there. And we started with classical music for children. And in about a year, I figured that that's not really working. Neither the space, neither the programming. The space was too small to make, some significant impact. And the programming, to do classical music for children, there has to be a lot of prep work for that in order to make an impact, So at the time we moved from classical music into the realm of ethnic music of different cultures. And we really feel that we're really addressing a great need of the schools. There's a lot of children, especially in the constituency we serve, which is mostly the South Side. And, they don't travel much. And so they don't know much about the world. And the world looks scary on TV. Once you turn the news on, geez, that's very scary world. And so we're bringing musicians, expats from different countries in costumes and playing funky instruments and talking different words and different languages. And that's how Kids to Concerts was born, and we were reaching a lot of students. I mean, like 150 schools a year or something like that. So that's
was that a partnership with SAISD?
We would partner with the schools. We work right now. We have a staff person who is educational director, and he's the one who schedules concerts. But I think mostly we work with Southwest ISD, with San Antonio ISD, with like pretty much all the ISDs, including Divine. And now it's 24 years later from the inception of the organization, but now this year we had to go virtual because of the pandemic, and now our program is really popular all over Texas, and even we just got inquiries somewhere from Kentucky that they want to look at our curriculum and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, so now after that we added curriculum, so we really grew. Our main constituency actually children right now.
Okay, because of the pandemic, or just that's where y'all have grown to overall?
Overall.
Okay.
But because of pandemic, we were able to go outside the city of San Antonio because of pandemic. Because we moved, we have all educational materials and the curriculum. Everything is available online now, which we can send you a link if you would like to.
Yes, and you're gonna share some videos too that I'm gonna put up. How are the acoustics in San Fernando?
Well, it has its challenges, but overall, it is such a special place to perform.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I remember I was at a wedding and it was just really hard to hear anything in there.
Yes. Well, we're trying to program acoustic music there. If you're not amplifying anything, it sounds good because musical instruments sound good. But the challenge is when you're starting amplifying things, that creates a mess because they have their own system built in. And if you're doing something else, it's just terrible. So
and it was built so long ago. That wasn't probably much of a concern when they built it.
Yeah.
Let's kind of walk through some of the events, y'all. Is the musical evenings at San Fernando gonna come back, or is it back yet?
So far we're doing it virtually. This season we have one concert left and it's going to be virtual. But yes, we're planning very lavish season next year. We hope to be back at the cathedral. We hope people will come back, and we probably will provide masks at the door just in case if somebody feels uncomfortable. But yeah, we're planning 5 concerts next year, and we're signing contracts right now, and I'm very excited. We just visited Cathedral a couple of days ago. It almost brought tear to my eye because we missed the Cathedral so much.
And those are all free now, right?
Yes, all the programming we do for the public is free.
Okay. does San Fernando's evenings, does that music have some sort of is it all classical, or is it a mix of whatever musicians you can get to come?
It's a mix, yeah. All our programming, the way we do programming, it's all reflection of our mission, which is, I can tell you the mission, which is to transform life through multicultural performing in the visual arts programming by shattering stereotypes, inspire, let me see, what is it we inspire? Togetherness and provide hope for those with least access. We have very long and complicated anyway, but when we plan the season, we want to make sure we'll bring representatives from different cultures, because that is like a core of our mission, and we present it for free. It's free and open to the public. We want to make sure everybody can attend if they want to.
But all events aren't free, are they? Or are all?
All public events. We do have fundraiser, of course, and we have a membership series, which are, you have to be a member to attend, but public, among all the public things we do is Russell Hiraja's musical evenings at San Fernando Cathedral, International Music Festival, Gurvitz International Piano Competition, which take place once every 4 years, Golden Age program for seniors, and 2 educational programs for children. One is Kids to Concert, another Musical Sprouts.
Yeah, so Rudy provided me some of this. Kids to Concerts community engagement program that introduces children K to 12 in Title I schools annually to different cultures, music and dance, which you're right. There's so many areas in town that even outside of the pandemic don't get exposure, kids that don't get exposure to different musics and different cultures. So that's fantastic. And Musical Sprouts, original education program measuring the impacts of STEM plus arts. He called it STEAM curriculum. So basically the science, technology, education, music, programming being introduced to children's in the school setting. And I didn't know about this, but y'all have something called Golden Age. Talk about that.
Well, some seniors have hard time getting somewhere from the senior homes, and so we take programs to them. So in a given year, we do about 35 performances in different senior centers and communities, and they really, it's one of the special programs we do.
Yeah.
Those are mostly classical because that population really responds well to classical music, and we hope to be back this year. Everything is in the lockdown. So
how many performances are y'all responsible for a year with all of the different programs y'all do you think?
About over 100.
And how many of those musicians are going to be local musicians?
Local, not that many.
Okay.
Most of our musicians are abroad. Sometimes we do collaborations. We invite a couple of musicians from the symphony and add some people from out of town. Or quite often we invite local jazz musicians and mix them with some people from out of town. But because the nature of our mission, if we're doing multicultural performances from all over the world, they sort of call for expats.
Yeah. So my introduction to musical bridges outside of Rudy was the International Music Festival, and it was this says multi-week. I couldn't remember how long it went on, but it was just a series of very accomplished musicians. At that time, most of them were taking part at the Tobin, if I recall. But I know they were kind of also throughout the city, different locations. Is that kind of the capstone or the big event y'all put on every year?
Yes, International Music Festival takes place once a year. Only on the years when we do Gurvitz International Piano Competition, it kind of replaces the festival.
Okay.
So once every 4 years. But the festival, the first festival we had Israeli-Palestinian piano duo. We had very controversial groupings of musicians because we even thought we will call festival Music Without Borders. But then it turned out that somebody else has this name, and we were almost
in your lawyer friend
for that.
Andy. Yeah. Don't want to get sued.
Yeah, we didn't. So we had to drop that. But that was pretty much the idea, yes, for festival, to show cultures which normally don't communicate well, especially on the TV news, which we're getting. But in real life, when you put real human faces on the people, they do just fine, in the creative setting. Yes.
I mean, and it probably